Welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and I am so happy that you're here. As you can see by the title, we are doing another Budget Diaries. In this video, we are going to be going over my monthly dashboard, my budget, and then we may get into what I have spent for the first week of July. But if we don't, that will be for tomorrow's video. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So my monthly dashboard tells me my goals, my to-dos, birthdays and holidays, appointments and events, and anything I need to jot down. This dashboard provides me a lot of clarity when it comes to what I want to accomplish, as well as the things that I may spend money on throughout the month. So let's go through it really quickly. So for my money goals, the first one is to eat out less. I'm thinking $75 a month or less, okay? Because last month it was giving, do you eat at home? It was insane. The second one is to ask myself, do I need this before I purchase? Because I noticed for last month, a lot of my purchases were simply wants. And at this point in my financial life, we have to limit the wants. We only need to focus on the needs because my budget is tighter than some Skims, honey. Okay, it is. We just need to bring it together. The other question I decided to ask myself is, why do I want this before purchasing? Because I also noticed about myself that when I'm scrolling through Instagram and sometimes through TikTok, and I have some of the influencers I follow link the cute outfit they're wearing or the baby toy that they're using or whatever they decide to link, I want to purchase it because, I mean, it's their job, right? They're influencing me to purchase, but it's also something that I find may bring my kids or myself a little bit of joy. So I'm like, ooh, I want this. But before I purchase it, I need to ask myself, why do I want this? If it's not for a dire need, then I need to not purchase it for now. There will be a time in the future again when I can put a little bit more money into our wants. But like I mentioned, I really need to buckle down and focus on the needs, grow my financial discipline, and steward the money that God has given me right now. Because if I don't steward the little that I have now, how is He going to trust me with the large amounts that He's going to bless me with in the future, right? So I'm focusing on discipline and stewardship in this season. My last goal is to post daily on YouTube. I'm making YouTube my #1 priority again, simply because I'm going back to the basics. I'm going back to what brought me joy when I first started Taylor Budgets, and that is the YouTube videos, the showing my financial journey, bringing you all along for what's going on in my finances. And that just really brings me joy, happiness, contentment. So that is my goal with this Budget Diary series, is to post daily. I'm thinking I'm going to do like the Budget Mom and only post Monday through Friday and give myself a break during the weekend. So next we have my to-dos. The first thing is I wanted to cancel one of my SeaWorld memberships that was on hold. So I believe maybe 3 videos ago, I mentioned that I purchased another SeaWorld membership thinking that the old one I had was done for. But I realized that if you don't actually cancel it on your own, they're going to still run that membership every month. So what I went ahead and did was cancel the old one, and I kept the one I have currently. So I am no longer accidentally paying for 2 SeaWorld memberships. It's just one this month. Next is to cancel the bank account I'm not using. So for TD Bank, I used to have 4 bank accounts. 1 was a savings, 3 were checkings. I realized that I just needed to keep it simple. So now I just have 1 savings and 1 checking. Last up is to call Nelnet to speak about my student loan deferment. Now, A couple months back, I told them that I was unemployed. They still decided that I needed to start paying for my student loans again. And I think that's pretty crazy. So I need to call them again, show them the proof once again that I am unemployed so that they can defer my student loans until I can start paying for them again. Period. Birthdays and holidays, the only one that I had this month was the 4th of July. I ended up not spending any money for that holiday. Went over to my mom's house. She purchased everything. I just helped her cook and we had a good old time. Appointments and events. So 2 of them were today and 1 is in about 2 weeks. So I had an oil change today for $43. Now my oil changes are usually $110, but actually the one that I got today was $118. But since they kept me waiting for a good 3.5 hours, I decided to be a little bit assertive and let them know that I made an appointment and I don't think I need to be waiting 3 hours for an oil change. So the guy at the desk was really kind and he said, you know what, I agree. I don't know what's taking them so long. Let me take off 50% for you. What he actually ended up doing was taking off more than 50%. So it went from me paying $119 to $43. We love assertive girlies. But yeah, that was a win for me because I had to spend less money, period. Then I had my therapy appointment today at 11. That was free because one of my good friends is paying for me to have therapy for 9 months. So that is a blessing. I believe this was my 3rd session. So I have 6 more months and we are making strides in a short amount of time. And I am very, very grateful to my friend and blessed to have her in my life because she didn't have to do that. You know, she did it out of the kindness of her heart and I really appreciate it. Coming up on the 19th, I have my hair appointment. This is going to be to treat myself because I just feel like I need a change. I am going to get a lock, retwist, and style. I'm going to do a detox. I've never done a lock detox and I've had them for almost 5 years. And I'm going to color my hair. The last time I colored my hair was over 3 years ago. So I'm looking for a little bit of a change. I can't wait to show you guys that when I get it done. But that is going to be a treat myself gift to me. I don't know, but it's just something that I need to do just for my self-care. Especially after having a baby, it just seems like I always look a hot mess, if I'm being honest. I feel like I always look a hot mess and I just want to do something nice for myself. So there's that. So let's go ahead and move on to my monthly budget. I'm going to try and do this as quick as possible because my grandma is taking care of Judah and I can already hear him like cutting up. Okay. So if you do not know, if you're new to my channel, I know I have a good amount of new supporters, which I do appreciate. I wanted to let you in on what my financial situation is right now. Back in mid-March, I did quit my teaching job to stay home with my newborn. He is now 5 months. I am a single mom to 2. I have a 6-year-old, 5-month-old. Back in mid-March, we did move to my grandparents' house. They asked us to come move in. Gratefully, I do not have to pay any household bills. You will not see any mortgage, rent, or utilities in my budget. I am currently unemployed, using my savings to pay my bills. I also do receive income from my business, Tailor Budgets. That's whatever I make from YouTube and whatever I make from my online shop. So that's here. TB for Tailor Budgets. CS is for child support. I am currently not receiving child support, but whatever I do receive, I do document that at the end of the month. And then miscellaneous income, whatever money that comes in that I'm not expecting, whether that's from family or from friends. So that is my situation right now. I am looking for a part-time or full-time work from home job so that I can stay home with my son and still take my daughter to and from school. But right now, that hasn't happened. So I'm a full-time entrepreneur, honey. I'm a full-time entrepreneur and stay-at-home mom. trying to get out of debt, try to get back to financial stability, freedom, all of that good stuff. So since I am unemployed, I do not have a budgeted income amount simply because every month looks different for me right now. When I was making consistent income, I can give you a planned amount of what I believe I'm going to receive. But since things are a little bit inconsistent right now, I tend to just look at my expenses, and then whatever I need for my expenses, I just pull from my savings. Now, if I do receive any income from Taylor budgets, child support, or any miscellaneous income, I will pull from those first and then take the difference from my savings. Right now, I am in the last month of my savings capacity. So I had about 6 months of savings together in my account. I'm at the last month, so we're gonna see what happens moving forward. So let's go ahead with my bills. For tithes, of course, I don't know what that is right now. Whatever 10% of what I receive comes in at the end of the month, then I will tithe from that. Dance is for my daughter Lauren. That comes out on the 1st, and that is $60 a month. Her gymnastics is $130 a month. So it's 4 classes for dance and 4 for gymnastics for $190 a month. Storage is $99. My car is $457. My phone is $100. Life insurance is $51. I could just hear Judah right now. Apple is $10. That's just for Apple storage. Legal Shield is for a membership I have with my lawyer, and that's $30 because I am working to get child support secured. SeaWorld is $22. Yes, $22. Peacock is $4. Car insurance is $137. That's with Progressive. These are my 4 business bills. So Shopify is usually $108 a month at the most. So when it comes to my bills, I always budget the highest that they can be. Google is $9. Stan is $29. And then HP is usually around $16. Okay, I had to go grab Judah because he was crying. So say hi, Judah. Hi. I'm gonna have him on my lap, so hopefully we can get this done. He is a yapper, so we will see. Okay, so those are my bills. Now this is my bare bones budget, which means this is the least amount that I pay in a month. I have cut out all of the fluffers, okay? Things that I don't really need, I have cut out. I'm not gonna cut out my daughter's dance, gymnastics, or SeaWorld because she loves doing those, and she shouldn't have to cut out the things that she wants just because of my financial decisions, you know? So I'm just gonna work harder so that I can make more money, and that's it. That's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add up these bills here and put the total. So I have 60 plus 130, 99, 457 plus 100, 51, 10, 30, 22 plus 4 plus 137 plus 108, 9, 16. So that's $1,262. Oh, and just so you know, if you are interested in these gel pens, I know I had a few comments in my last video. I have the link down below. I did receive them on Instagram. I did receive them from Amazon, not Instagram, child. And also this Sharpie pen I got off Amazon. The link is below. So $1,262 for my bills. I'm not gonna write the remaining because I don't have any number to subtract the bill amount from. simply because I did not write a budgeted amount for any of my income sources. And if you're ever wondering or asking yourself, how do I budget if I don't have money coming in or if I don't have a consistent income? I think that's the time when you should budget. You know, I think that's the time when you should know your finances in and out. And I would say the first thing that you do is what I'm doing, right? Create a budget calendar for yourself where you're writing all your bills and your debts down, any appointments that you have down, right? Create your monthly budget. Make sure that you are budgeting for the most each bill would be, but also look through your budget and see, you know what? I can lower that bill, or I don't really need that right now. Let me take that bill out. You're gonna have to make some calls to some companies so that you can get your expense amount the lowest it needs to be. So that's what I would say to do first, but never put in your mind that you can't budget because you don't have any income or you do not have consistent income, because you can. I'm doing it, you know? But I also think you need to have multiple streams of income. That's not only practical in this time that we're living in, but it's also biblical. It is not smart to have income from just one source, okay? Because if that one source leaves, then you don't have anything, right? So it's so important to have money coming from different places, and I really think it's smart right now to become an entrepreneur, however that looks like. So for me, I was able to quit my job voluntarily because I knew I had savings, and I was able to save because of what I was able to bring in from my business. It wasn't from being a teacher, it was solely from Taylor Budgets, which I'm so grateful for. Whether you DoorDash or Uber or creating digital products, or whether you're monetized on YouTube or TikTok, virtual assistant, consulting, whatever that is, make it as consistent as possible, you know? Also, take advantage of government assistance if you qualify for it. Okay, let me move on because Judah is my boss. So we're gonna move on to my daily spending categories. So for groceries, I do receive, what is it called? Food assistance. I receive $7.68 a month on the 15th of every month. Since July has started, I have already spent some in groceries, so I do have to account for that. So for groceries, I have spent $65, $15, and $7. That's already $87 that I have spent out of my own money. So yes. Okay. So yes, I am receiving food assistance of $7.68, but since I've already spent $87, I'm gonna budget for, let's say, $150 at the most. Okay, that's just in case. I probably will never use that because $7.68 is a lot of money. So eating out, I am going to give myself $75. Remember, that is my goal. For spending, I do have to account for my hair appointment coming up and my oil change. So that's $180 plus $43 plus any spending that I have already done. So 20 plus 7 plus 43. Oh no, that's just, yeah, 20 plus 7. Because the 43 was for the oil change. So that's $250 I have already spent. Or I already planned to spend. So I'm going to give myself $350 if I'm being realistic. Gas, I'm going to give myself $90. Blessings, $10. And then, of course, I budget $0 for unbudgeted. Unbudgeted means anything that has come up in my budget that I did not expect or plan for. So let's calculate how much that is total. Sorry if I sound flustered. There's a lot going on in the background. 90 plus 10, 675. Okay, so for my my debts, I have two right now. IRS is $129 on the 3rd. And then I have Affirm. And the total for Affirm is $96 every month. I cannot wait to pay everything off for that. So $129 plus 96 is $225. Okay, so that is what my monthly budget looks like for July. Remember, I am not putting down any income sources because I'm just going to wait and see what I do receive. If I do have to spend anything, though, it is from my savings right now. So yeah, I will fill out the actuals at the end of the month. But remember to come back tomorrow for tracking my spending. Remember, this is a Budget Diaries series, so every day I will be posting something about my finances, and tomorrow will be my expense tracking. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you all. God bless, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.